Hello. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. Can you guys see me? Here we go. Can someone type in the comments and let me know if they can see me? If I cannot see myself, so I'm just wondering if you guys can see me. If you can see me, then that's fine. I just can't see myself on the screen. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm back. This wouldn't be alive without some tech challenges. Can you guys see me and hear me? If you can see me and hear me, please type into the chat box or the comments. If you can see me and hear me, can you guys type into the chat and comments letting me know you can see me and hear me? Anybody? Can you guys see me and hear me? Just let me check before I start talking. Okay, I see Facebook users if I'm here. You can see me, right? Okay, and here. Okay, all right. So, hello. All right, so I am going live using StreamYard. I see somebody is commenting back. So, okay, great, perfect. You can see me. Thank you. Um, because we're using StreamYard, if you're on Facebook, you have to allow StreamYard access in order for you to be able to see your name on the screen or for comments to come up under your name. That's just the way StreamYard works. So you can allow access to the broadcast and you can revoke it at any time, but just as a heads up, if you don't allow StreamYard access, then I won't be able to see who you are when you're making comments. But bear with me, guys. I'm on multiple devices once again. Um, but thank you so much for joining and welcome to the Slay Hard Everyday Virtual Workbook launch. I am super duper excited to release my latest passion project with you all, and I've been working on this for a while now, and it's finally ready. And I'm so happy you guys are joining to celebrate with me. And it's been a really long time coming. Um, and I'm just super excited to share my journey of becoming an author with you all. Okay, someone's asking how we do that. So it should have prompted you when you signed on to allow StreamYard access. Um, yeah, it should have prompted you when you signed on. If not, that's okay. You could just drop your name in so I know who you are if you didn't allow access. But anywho, yeah, so I'm just super excited to share this journey with you guys and, me becoming an author. So by the way, the link to secure the copy is in the live description. So of this live, you'll see a link that you can go and purchase your copy. It's available via digital format as well as hard copy. I'm just going to go ahead and drop the link into the comments right now, just in case you're scrolling and I'm able to find it. There it is. And while I'm doing that, I just want to go ahead and just show you guys the workbook. Here it is in living color. We're actually going to be going through a few sections today. Well, a section today. Do some exercises out of it. But yeah, so I'm super duper excited. Super dope. You can tell I'm like giddy like a school girl. Can't wait. Okay, so um, for those of you who are joining and you don't know me and you're not familiar with me, first of all, thanks so much. Thank you for joining this live, and even if you're coming back and watching it later, just thank you. Thank you for your support. I'm Crystal Renee, and I'm a serial womanpreneur. I own four businesses. Yes, four. Crystal Renee is my personal brand, but it's also the name of my business, of a business that I own, as a speaker, author, and a coach. I'm the owner of Divas and Fitness, which is a pole and sensual dance studio in Temple Hills, Maryland. And I've had my brick and mortar business for over 6 years now. I also own Cirque Sensual, which is an aerial sensual dance brand, which is run out of my same studio. That focuses on aerial and circus art and dance performance. I also own Simply She, Simply Slay Hard Everyday. That's what the she stands for. And when I say slay hard every day, I mean being empowered and getting results. Under Simply She, I host a podcast, and I also offer coaching to women in transformation. So who are women in transformation? Women who have a side hustle, looking to scale their business to full-time entrepreneurship, any womenpreneurs who are in their first few years of business, and ambitious women who are really going through a life change, and they feel like they're stuck, and they need clarity, they need direction, and the confidence to move forward to pursue their dreams. I am an intuitive women empowerment and business coach, and I empower ambitious, high achieving women to eliminate their self belief, remove those mental blocks, and so that they can be in alignment with their core values and manifest a life of abundance. And I know you're probably like, "Ooh, child, that's a lot." And at times, it can be a lot. But I feel like I have, or I know that I have a responsibility to share my experience and to help people change their story, right? So share my story in order to help people to change their story and change their life, right? Quite frankly. Um, if you had asked me like 2 years ago, if I had thought I would write something or be an author, really ever, I would have definitely said there would have been a resounding no. Like absolutely not. Like I am not. I am not about to author life. There's a couple reasons why. For one, I have an engineering background, and my numbers game is really strong. Like, you know, I can definitely, uh, I can do some calculus, I can do some computer science, um, way stronger than my literary game, or that's what I thought at least at the time. I thought I was like, oh, hey, Georgette. I thought that my math game, my logic game, my engineering game was way stronger than my writing game. So if you need some calculus, you need calculus one, two, three. You need linear algebra, you need computer science, you need physics, spreadsheet, software. That's my jam, right? Let me be clear, I can write, but it just takes me a really long time. Right? I was like, writing is not my ministry. And that's no disrespect to all the right brain people, because you know, I've definitely learned over the years to be able to exercise both, especially with my studio and all the choreography and the passion for creating and creativity, which maybe I've just really been a creative trapped inside like a logic model or a thought processor's body all this time. I don't know. I guess we'll have to just really see. Um, and the second reason was, I was like, what would I write about? I don't know. My thought was that I hadn't done anything special. I hadn't experienced anything significant. I didn't have a story, or I didn't have anything of value to say. That was my second reason for not thinking that I was a writer. And the third reason was, who has time to write? I mean, my schedule was already maxed out. It's always been maxed out. So it's like, when would I actually write anything? And what I realized was that those were all excuses, right? I was that was negative self talk that I had conjured up, and that others had actually pressed upon me. And so what I found was that I most certainly had a passion for creating. I had plenty of time to write about. I had plenty of time to write, and I had a lot to write about. My story was unique, um, and it needed to be told, and I needed to no longer be needed, right? And I quite frankly, I found the time. We all make time for the things that we really want in life, and so I found a way to make it happen. This was really a hard lesson for me to learn, and this is something that I really teach in my coaching program because I had a hard time separating what was the truth versus someone else's truth, right? And making someone else's truth, or like when I say someone else's truth, like that their truth was being projected upon me, and so that's what I believed to be true, when really it wasn't. And we'll talk a lot more about the She Collective in a little bit later and how you can get more information on it. But that's the reason that I harp on my coaching program, because I feel like it's such a determining factor in the way in which we like make decisions and move forward. So really my hope for today is that this will be a fun experience, but also thought provoking. That if you hear and you see something that resonates with you, you won't procrastinate, you're going to take action, and most importantly, you're going to participate. So yes, can I get a yes in the comments? Yes, you're going to do that. Wait for a yes. Anybody yes? Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the Slay Hard Everyday Workbook. I'm going to go ahead and hold it up again. Here it is. And like I said before, guys, I'm on multiple devices, so if I'm looking crazy, it's because I'm looking at multiple cameras, but I'm so sorry. But the Slay Hard Everyday Workbook, it has 7 sections. And it's really designed to be an interactive and thought provoking and action oriented experience, right? So I teach these concepts separately, but altogether they are powerful. And in the She Collective, we really break these down into exercises that will help you in your life, and we create a customized action plan that's specific to you to help you move forward in both your personal and your business life. So it's not just a template that you get, but it's actually the steps that you need to take to be able to move forward. And you also have access to a community of like-minded women who you can bounce ideas off of. You can network, you can share knowledge. So if you're interested in learning more about applying for the She Collective, you can click on the link in the live description. You can also submit me a DM for more information. I'm going to go ahead and post the link to the She Collective in the chat if you're interested. So just let me know. Also, today's workbook, again, the link to purchase it is in the description of the live. But digital copies are 47, hard copies are 67 today only. Typically, the workbook sells for 97. So if you're joining this live today, thank you. I don't know who just purchased, but thank you so much. Um, I can't see your name in the comments, but yeah. So again, the workbook typically sells for 97. The digital copy is 47. Hard copies are 67 today only. So if you guys haven't guessed by now, I'm really big on not procrastinating and taking action. So there is an action or an activity in each section of the workbook that you must complete. The reason why I'm really adamant about action is because for so long I failed to take action in my life. I know you might be saying like, well, that doesn't seem like because you like built all these businesses and everything. Oh, thanks, Tanya. You built all these businesses. Yes. So there were certain parts of my life that were moving forward. However, I was still very, very stagnant. And so, a lot of times too, you have to realize that someone else's action is different from another person's action. If that makes sense. So something that I might be working on will come out differently than what you're working on. But needless to say, I was still stagnant and I was not taking action. So the best way to get yourself in the habit of taking action is to take action and to create that momentum to keep you driving forward. So really my overall goal and why I created the workbook was so that you would be able to have the mental and emotional breakthrough that will help you discover yourself, really what's important to you, and the method to mapping out those steps, the actual steps, and to really just help you be successful, whether it's personally or within your business. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually start out, reading through section one of the workbook, and we're going to actually go ahead and just do the boss identity exercise together because that is section one, that's the foundation. So we're going to do it together. That was a nice way to start it out. Hashtag take action. Thank you, Georgia. Yes, taking action but not successful. So we'll talk about that, Tanya. Okay. So I'm going to hold it up, and if you guys can see, McKenna, this is the boss identity section. And I talk about this quite a bit because I feel that it is the really the foundation for everything, right? You have to know who you are. So your boss identity is the best observation of your subconscious self. So your characteristics, beliefs, and actions are qualities that best represent you as a person. It is important to know and understand these because they define your boss identity and essentially make you who you are. They define you. These qualities are how you perceive yourself and how you teach others to perceive you. If you don't know what these are and if you don't try to understand them, you become uncertain, afraid, alone, and begin to lack confidence. You might also find you are unable to stand up for yourself, make decisions confidently, and you might always feel worried about how things will turn out. You may make rash decisions if you don't have a plan. People are able to walk all over you. You're always hoping for the best and expecting the worst. In this position and state of mind, you let other people drive your decisions. You never get to truly do the things you want to do because you're not in control. You might even be blaming others for your low self-esteem and seek their assurance. Does any of this sound familiar to you? And are you ready to make the right changes to better yourself in your life? Ultimately, your life is in your hands, not in anyone else's, and the difference between knowing who you are and not knowing is simple but incredibly powerful. It's about learning your boss identity. Having a boss identity doesn't just equate to being an entrepreneur or running a business. When you are the boss, when you know your boss identity, you're the CEO of your life. You know, you guys have heard me say that multiple times. When you know who you are, you have a clear mind and direction of where you want to go. In the game of life, you do yourself the best hand. You know when it's time to fold. You don't remain in situations that aren't good for you or don't have a positive outcome. You know what gives you energy, that spark, and you make the time to do things that promote your well-being. Knowing your boss identity changes your life. If you know who you are, no one can ever tell you any different. You can do whatever you set your mind to. You can get a promotion, get a job, start a business. You can be successful. You can work and run the household. You know how to choose the best people to be in your circle and distance yourself from those who shouldn't be. You're more productive. You're magnetic. People are able to feel there's something different about you, and they'll want to know how you did it. You know where you're going and where you're headed. You know when to be a leader and a team player. Most importantly, you know who you are, and that is the most powerful quality of all. So, you can talk to most people a day, and many of them will give the same answer. I don't know where I'm going in life. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what to do next. What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? I feel stuck in a rut. These people have lost their sense of self, or they never had it to begin with. These are the people who spiral into depression, lack self-esteem, lack self-confidence, and get nowhere in life because they continue to dwell on their problems instead of finding a solution. When you start to know and understand your boss identity, life not only becomes easier to navigate, but it also starts making more sense. With this new approach, you demand respect, are seen as an expert, and have more confidence than ever before. Most happy and successful people are able to achieve both because they discovered their boss identity. You won't ever be able to sway their mindset, beliefs, actions, or characteristics. They won't stay in situations that drain their energy. They won't let other people bring them down. Instead, others admire and envy their boss identity, which has ultimately led to their success. So, I'm going to skip through some other stuff, but are you ready to know more about your boss identity and potential. So today, what I really wanted to do is kind of go through a few of the exercises in the workbook. We're not going to go through them all, but we're going to go through a couple because I want to get you guys thinking and really thinking about your boss identity, your personal boss identity, right? So the first step is to describe yourself. And you can do this at home. You can write this down, use your phone, take notes. Um, how do you see yourself? Now, how others, not how others will see you or describe you. Write the words that best highlight you and be sure to teach your own horn by adding a positive qualifier. So here's an example. I am a supermom, an intelligent creative, a smart businesswoman, a fearless dreamer. So the positive qualifier in that mom, super mom, intelligent, creative, smart businesswoman, fearless dreamer, right? That is really what. Look at my camera's gone out, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Are you guys see me? I think we're back. We're back. Okay. I was like, technical difficulties. This would not be allowed without technical difficulties, guys. This would be. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so as I was saying, um, you want to do at least list out at least five of the positive qualifiers or descriptions of yourself. Is what I'm saying. So go ahead and do that, and then we will skip to, while you're doing that, the next piece of it is listing what you do well. So what activities and actions do you do well on a consistent basis? And so that would be cooking, reading, organizing, planning, editing, supporting others. These would be an example of activities that you do well. So list those and at least five of them. And then the final piece of that, guys, is explore what matters to you most. What do you stand for? And think about it in terms of what's important to you, not everybody else, not society, just you. So, what's important? God, women's empowerment, justice for all, community service. Those are examples of things that would be important to you. So, you just list those, at least five of them. So, again, the exercise was first step is to describe yourself. How do you see you? Not how others will see you. And use a positive qualifier to teach your own horn. The second piece of that is describe what you do well. Any activities you do well, activities or actions you do well on a consistent basis. So whether that is cooking, reading, planning, editing, supporting others, yeah. Then finally, the last piece of that is to think about or explore what matters to you most. So think about it in terms of causes or what have you. So God, women's empowerment, justice for all, community service, those things. And you aspire for each question or each category. Okay. So once you have done that, then we actually put all of those statements together, right? So an example, you create a series of I am statements that help form or shape your boss identity, right? So I am a mompreneur who's a dope writer and loves God. That's an example of an I am statement. And you would take all of those, all the things that you use to create the three exercises, you would take those what you use to create your I am statement, and all together, that's your boss affirmations, your boss principle, and that makes up your boss identity. Okay, so that's just an example of one exercise in the workbook, and then I encourage people to actually print it out and frame it, because it's yours, it's you, it represents who you are, and it is pretty much your positive affirmation that you created. You are, I am. The I am things have so much power, and I have them everywhere actually in my office. I typically wear affirmations like the jewelry and things like that because of the positive energy that resonates within it and that it emanates, right? So that's an example of the one of the first activities in the workbook. And then from there, after you print it out and frame it, keep it somewhere where you can, refer back to it on a regular basis. Um, and then I encourage you to share it. Share it on social media. Make sure you tag me in it. Tag I Simply She on Facebook at I Simply She, and then on Instagram at I underscore Simply underscore She. So I can see your boss identity statement. So we can lift each other up. You can get some positivity, right? Positivity breeds positivity, and the folks who are also taking advantage of the workbook and doing the exercises and going through that journey themselves. Like we all love when we band together and everybody is being positive. So that's really one of the goals also of the workbook is to just become more positive as you go through each exercise. And then I also give you some additional content to consume within the workbook. So like some podcast episodes that I've done around the topics that are taught or concepts that are taught in the workbook, and then just other exercises that you get that are all included. Okay? So that is the boss identity exercise in the workbook. There are other sections. There's 7 sections total that we have, and I will run through them really quickly so you know. Boss identity is one. Circle of influence. Blocking out the noise, power of manifestation. Um, Setting smart goals, building boss habits, and boss decision making. All concepts that I teach also within my coaching program as well. However, in the coaching program, it's a little bit more with it because we do additional exercises that are personal to you that kind of help you really grasp what's being taught and how to apply it in your everyday life. But again, guys, the workbook available both in digital as well as hard copy format, $47 digitally and $57 in hard copy form. So with that being said, I want to, after we've done our first section, I want to transition and I want to ask the questions and give you all some things to really think about. Okay? So, just all the things. Hopefully you guys can still see. All right. So, um, I'll start off with a few questions. And this kind of leads into why I really truly created the workbook. So, have you ever felt not good enough? Have you ever felt lost and alone? Have you ever been afraid of failure? And have you ever, or do you, hide your accomplishments or hide behind your accomplishments? See, a lot of us, we're ambitious, we're highly driven, we want to do more, we want to be more, but there's something missing. There's something that's holding us back. You can't quite figure out what it is either. So I would even venture to say you probably are often the most knowledgeable and successful person in the room, but you feel like you still don't compare to your peers, your colleagues. You feel like you need to do more to be able to get paid more. What you're worth is a job. what charge what you're worth in your business. See, a lot of times when we experience one failure, we let that disintegrate all of our successes. It's like we never had that one accomplishment. And why is that? Why do we let one thing or one person bring us all the way down? And then when this happens, this is when we really start to attract and manifest this in your life repeatedly when this starts to happen. So that becomes a vicious cycle. And it really becomes difficult to break. However, the good news is that you can break it. You absolutely can break it. Yes, you can. And see, one of the most important things that I learned in my journey was that help is not on the way. Help is not on the way. There was no one that was coming to save me. And that's real. So I had a choice to make. I could stay where I was, or it was up to me. And, after I was able to save myself, I was just like, there's got to be a better way, a different way. And help should always be on the way. There should always be help, right? So my goal was really to be that for someone else. No one should have to go through life circumstances only to be trying to figure out, what what you want in life, what you want to do, your purpose, being able to navigate it on your own terms, starting a business, being successful in your business. And, what I discovered was that it really was up to me. It was up to me to be that voice when others couldn't speak. Be the light for others when it had gotten too dark. Lead the way when all others wanted to do was follow. And most certainly show women that we are queens and that we should always wear our invisible crown. So it's my purpose, and I truly believe it's my purpose to empower and teach women. And I'm able to shorten that learning curve, remove those barriers to the knowledge so that you can be successful. So if you're looking to find your purpose, you're looking to define and live life on your own terms, just as I have, I can help with that mindset shift. You're looking to start a business. I have four. Honestly, it's really more than that. That just, I've opened and I've closed businesses. So really more than that under my belt. You're looking to scale. I've done that too. I have a brick and mortar business. I have an online business. So really, what are we doing? Is the question. And I often say I may not be able to take away the hurt because that's truly a process that everyone has to go through. Like in terms of dealing with any pain or suffering situation that they're going through, everyone processes it differently. But what I can do is give a strategic step on what to do next that makes the most sense in your situation. So in my 6 week program, we go through all these concepts, the 7 concepts. We create the customized action plan for you that will help you move forward in your personal life as well as your business. And it's not just a template; it is the exact steps you need to see success, to see wins. And you also have access to a supportive community of people. So bounce, like I said, bounce ideas off of, share that knowledge, network, which is so important. Um, and I say that because I know for a fact it's important to be in a supportive community because I was isolated myself. I had become isolated, through, life's craziness, through my divorce, through my ex-husband. I had isolated myself. So I had gotten away from the community of like-minded women that I need to be surrounding myself with. Now, yes, I was in my studio, so that was one community, but there's also a different community when you are trying to personally develop and grow your mind, right? There's different places you need to insert yourself to be able to overall achieve growth, and that should be in all aspects of your life. And I had cut it off completely in my personal life, which was why I was suffering and why I was stagnant. So, if you're interested in learning more about the Shoe Collective, you can click on the link in the live description. You can also DM me for more information, and I'll drop the link for the application one more time in the comments. Um, yeah, so that's the Shoe Collective. And actually condition two is good. Let's see. I do have a giveaway. And the rules behind this giveaway are it's the first person to type it into the chat. Okay? So, of course, I don't have a bell, I don't have a ding thing, so you just gonna have to type it in. Fastest fingers win this, okay? So I'm giving away a She Movement t-shirt. Okay, I'm gonna have to let me see. Let me hold this up so y'all can see. So y'all can see on all the cameras. She Movement, She Movement, She Movement t-shirt. So hashtag Slay Hard Everyday like a boss, something she, and I am enough, right? This is the giveaway. So the question, not hear me well. Oh no. You guys can't hear me? Listen. Audio's bad. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Hopefully everybody else can hear me. All right. So the question, are y'all ready? Drum roll. What is the name of my podcast? Fastest fingers. What is the name of my podcast? Type it in, type it in the comments. Uh-oh. Close. Close. Not quite. It's real close though. I think that's Tanya. Close. Got one letter too many. Yes! Georgette. Georgette. The name of my podcast is Simply She. That's it. Okay? Close though. Fast fingers though. Gotta appreciate that. So Georgette, you're the winner. Yay. Alright. Alright guys. So let me tell you about that's like, you know, really it. And I wanted to actually go ahead and open it up for questions now before I move on to the next part of this live. So you guys have any questions for me? Any questions at all? Questions for the author? Oh, thank you. This is just one, guys. I have some more stuff in the works. Now that I've started writing, I can't stop. Aw. Any questions? Any more questions? People are typing. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm gonna just go ahead. Yes, Georgette, you won. Oh, it must be delayed a little bit. Okay, yes, you won. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm asking for. Oh, okay, Georgette has a question. How did I incorporate writing into my schedule? Haha. So funny you should ask that. Actually, what I did was I actually dictated my book. I dictated. So, and I'm still actually doing that. And I have an app. My phone is a live screen. Hold on. So I think the app is called Dragon. I believe it's called Dragon. It's like it's a yellow. The thing looks yellow. The app thing is yellow. Um, so what I would do is I would dictate on my commute what I was um, what I was going to write. So I've actually just been doing that over the last few months, really. Just any ideas that I get for writing or for content, just dictating everything. So I did that every day, and then yeah, so I did that every single day, and then before I knew it, I actually had my skeleton. So not even an outline, but I actually had like what I wanted to write, just because there was really no extra time. Like I really couldn't. And then I'm one of those people. I'll sit in front of the sit in front of the computer for like just hours. Like, okay, what do I write? Remember, I'm an engineer. I'll be sitting there. So by the time I think about it, hours would have passed. But if I'm talking to you, it comes out quicker. So I was like, well, why don't I just dictate it, and then I don't have to time that I necessarily don't have. I just dictate it, and that's how it's done. Yeah, yeah. It worked for me because I was like, I'm gonna do this. Any other questions? I do the same thing with choreography, by the way. I know my students are like, what? Yes, when I'm driving, that's when I sometimes, and when I'm driving and I'm sleeping, I get my best ideas. Sounds crazy, but really, like my ideas for choreography come sometimes in the car and they come in my sleep. The students joke about me like, you came up with this at like 3 in the morning. Yeah, I did. I was asleep or I was awake. Sleep, I was working or something, but I was probably dreaming about it, and that's how this dance came about. Any other questions? Georgia says she gets some good ideas to the shop. That's a good place too. Anything, yep. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Okay. So while we're waiting for more questions, I will tell you about all the stuff that's coming up because it's quite a bit. So I would like to invite you guys to my free Facebook community, Simply She Army. So I give tips and techniques on gaining that mental clarity that you've been seeking, setting those strategic personal and business goals to be able to achieve the success that you deserve. So the link for the She Army should be in the description of this live, but I will drop it in the comments for you right now. Oh, thank you for that. Um, in addition, I'm also hosting a free workshop this Monday, so 2 days from now, Monday the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be goal setting for success. And that's what we're going to really be going over the reasons why we struggle to meet our goals and how you can get unstuck and actually see success in both your personal and your business life. The link for that is in this live description, but I will also drop that in the comments for you. And then also on Thursday, another masterclass coming up, and that is the Wake Work Slay Masterclass. That's October the 29th, 8 p.m. Now, this masterclass is $27. It's designed to help us get clear on our purpose and be able to eliminate those mental blocks and take action to help us slay hard every day. A little bit of some of the stuff we've been talking about, but we go into a little bit deeper on the uh, purpose side of things and purpose versus passion, and kind of really dig deep into that because they're not the same thing. And so we go into that in the masterclass. Um, Lastly, what I do want to announce is that I will be hosting a virtual summit. Yes, the Simply She Movement Virtual Summit. That'll be taking place November the 13th through the 15th. So be on the lookout for the official invite for that that's coming really soon. It's going to be on Zoom. So all the information will be there. You can attend the whole summit or you can attend each day. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. Simply, she's turning one. The podcast is turning one. So, what better way to do that during Corona times than in a virtual summit? We had the Simply She movement last year to kick off Simply She. So, I thought, let's do it again this year. All right, guys. I think internet's acting a little wonky. Sorry about that. But what I was saying was, let's not let COVID ruin, what we got going on and the progress that we're trying to make still in 2020 as well in 2021. We're still in Q4, so there is room to still reach your goals during this time, and I would love to see you all do that, see you all progress. And so that's what the virtual summit is really all about. And also just getting us still being able to meet our goals in 2020, but really kick starting and jump starting what we need to do in 2021 to be successful. Let me see if I can tell you guys. All right, so what I wanted to do was actually close out by reading the intro of the workbook because that is near and dear to me. So I'm going to do that. Give me 1 second. Just a special note, a love note to you all. Can I shoot on you? Okay, so here we go. What does slaying hard every day mean? It means being empowered and getting results. It means getting done whatever you set out to accomplish. It means being clear on your goals, your life purpose, and your core values so you show up as your best self every single day. So many times we feel lost, like things are out of control, like we're living life according to someone else's rules. We have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but don't know where to begin to get them done. We're stuck and confused. I've been there, and that was me for a very long time. I was lost in the darkness, feeling like there was no way out. I grew up feeling like I wasn't good enough and that I would never amount to anything. Because I had a mother that constantly told me so and took every opportunity to remind me of this despite me being a straight A student. I was in an emotionally and mentally abusive relationship for over 17 years and it took everything I had to liberate myself. I've experienced sexism, racism, ageism, and sexual harassment in the workplace, and it affected my ability to be able to advance in my career professionally. Even though these experiences shook me to my core, I still found a way to persevere. I've gotten to the point I had gotten to the point in my life where I was tired of being frustrated and I just couldn't take it anymore. I decided to get clear on what I wanted from life and I started to remove the negative influences around me and practicing more self-care. I learned how to be comfortable charting out my own path in life and now I'm a successful business owner using my passion and challenge. Um, hold on. I'm a successful business owner using my passion and experience to help others do so. I believe my purpose in life is to teach women how to rise above every obstacle and challenge thrown in their path. I coach women because my purpose is to teach them to recognize the things within themselves. I wrote this workbook to give you the blueprints to setting and achieving your goals and aspirations as well as overcoming seemingly impossible situations. You deserve to have success. You deserve to be happy and you are worthy of all good things. Whether you're opening this workbook for the first time or revisiting to help you get back on track, it's my hope that you use these tools to help build the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. Best is over now. So that's my love note to you guys. And I wanted to close out by reading the intro because that, in addition to what I said earlier, really describes why I came up with this workbook and decided to put it out there for the world to see. So that's really all. Thank you guys for joining the live, and please, share with your friends, share with your family, anyone who's like who needs to hear this. If you want something, I'll be in touch with you. And hopefully I'll see you guys inside the She Army and in some of my workshops and master classes. So take care. Thank you so much. Bye.